Honourable Maurice Williamson.
Mr Speaker, I want to start today with what I think is one of life's most delicious ironies. It's just dripping in the most delicious irony. And, sir, it's to do with the it's to do with the nominations of candidates in the Botany by-election. Because, sir, in Botany, as some people will know, next to my electorate of Pakuranga, there's been a debate raging for many years about the need for better roading networks. We don't have the luxury of a rail network like West Auckland does, or a dedicated bus lane like North Shore does, sir. We in East Auckland don't have it. But the Greens, sir, in particular, the Green Party, but others from the Green movement, have absolutely railed against, and I use that word guardedly, against the building of the Eastern Motorway. We don't need it. It is not necessary. People should use public transport. We don't need new roading in East Auckland, especially in Botany. And, sir, yesterday, if you listen carefully, you can hear it. It's the sound of the flapping of the wings as the chickens come home to roost, sir, because that's what happened yesterday. The Green candidate got caught in dreadful traffic jams on Te Rakau Drive and didn't make it in time to the returning officer to get his nomination registered, and there is now, sadly, no Green candidate standing in the Botany by-election. And why, sir? Because if anybody knows the area, you can get out there and get stuck in just unbelievable traffic jams. What was that? Bicycling. No, he wasn't bicycling, that's true. Someone else said, why didn't he take the train? Well, there isn't a train out in East Auckland to take. And, sir, I thought that if there is something in the world called delicious irony, that has to be it, where the Greens failed to even get... And I don't understand why they didn't get him to go the day before, or the day before that. It wasn't like they said, you got 10 seconds to get there, ready, set, go, no, stop, that's it. But the Greens decided to leave it till the very last minute, and actually didn't get there the last minute because the traffic jam cut them out. And it's a shame, because it would have been good to have had a Green candidate in the race, but they couldn't even get there, sir. More proof that in the eastern suburbs of Auckland, some more investment is going to be required in roading. Sir, one of the most fabulous quotes I think I ever heard from Maggie Thatcher, and she was my favourite politician, was she said, sir, that the Good Samaritan didn't do what he did just because he was good. He also had the money. And I think that's so important for people to get their heads around when we are debating about the future of... No, Twyford doesn't get it. And that is to do with any other family in this country other than Mr Twyford does understand that if you spend more than you are earning, that a day of reckoning must come. That eventually you are spending more than you are earning and a day of reckoning has come. And what the Labor members today haven't ever brought into their equation as they speak is that something ghastly happened to the world a couple of years ago called the global... Not their world, no, something ghastly happened to their world a long time before 2 years ago, but 2 years ago something ghastly happened to the world called the global financial crisis. And, sir, just like any family who had a plan to maybe upgrade their house or change their car and were spending some money on a holiday, just like that family would have to change all those plans if, say, the breadwinner in the household became unemployed and there was no income, so did this nation have to go back and relook at absolutely everything that was being done, and how did we, first of all, buffer our citizens from the really harsh, sharp edges of the global financial crisis. And I think that Bill English deserves unbelievable credit for what he did as Minister of Finance to make that happen. And then secondly, sir, what you have to do is say, how do we actually cut our cloth accordingly so that we can still keep spending money on essential services but try to get some economic growth going in the marketplace. Now, the socialists on the other side, and this is how socialists think, well, what we just should do is tax the rich. That's what we'll do. They've got lots of money, let's tax them. Well, no, that's their attitude. What they don't get is that there is a certain level of taxation that once you go past it, you actually get less money. because anybody who's worth anything to do with their salt when it comes to the financial markets, they know they've got green screens with keyboards, they can move money out of this country, they can change their circumstances accordingly. So, sir, you can't just tax rich till the cows come home. Make it 60 cents in the dollar, make it 70. How about 80 cents in the dollar? That's what the socialists would do. Well, sir, all I can tell you is the old definition of socialist rings true for me as somebody who's got nothing and wants to share it with everybody, because that's what we're getting from that side. Put the taxes up. It doesn't matter that it'll stifle economic growth. Just keep taxing them. And, sir, what I think this government did, which is just to be applauded as far as I'm concerned, is the whole tax shift that occurred last year, which says let's move away from taxing the good things in life, like earning income. Let's move as quickly away from that area as we can, and let's try and tax some of the not-so-good things in life, like spending. So that if you are a consumer, you still can go and buy a plasma screen, you can still go and spend money on certain things if you wish, but at least the government's given you the chance now of keeping more money in your pocket, deciding on what you do with that, whether you invest it, whether you save it, and actually taxing you for spending. Now, sir, I actually, again, was gobsmacked listening to some of this debate from Labor people, because here's one of the mantras they've been going on about. Where's the government creating all the jobs? Well, I've got real news for that lot. The only place that jobs did get created under them was the government, I agree. The bureaucracies of health and education and just about everywhere went through the roof. They went through the roof. In fact, I saw a figure in 2008, here it is, a figure in 2008, that the increase in floor space for core public service offices here in Wellington, core public service office space, was 14.5 hectares. Increase in floor space. Bob Jones would have been loving that government. And, sir, accompanying that 14.5 hectares of floor space came all of the bureaucrats with their desks and their computers and so on. That's where job creation occurred under Labor. Well, I've got sorry news for them, sir. That doesn't add wealth to the economy. It doesn't make the place function well. And yes, there is a core public service that is vital. That is the front service. Teachers, nurses, doctors, health services, all at the front end, all at the very front end doing jobs. Customs officers, gotcha. Absolutely gotcha. Yes, biosecurity. But, sir, growing the bureaucracy of the head office and having more desk space for all of the dead weight that it is just not enough. The real generator of jobs, sir, in this country is the private sector. If we get the fundamentals to the economy right and private sector companies feel they can begin to employ and invest again, they will, and the benefits will flow. And I think Kate Wilkinson gave a fantastic example of that today at question time when she talked about the 90-day probation period. The jury is already in on that because the survey results showed that has created substantial number of new jobs. It has given employers the safety to go ahead and hire someone and take the risk that that person will work out to be a good employee. And so they have, and so it's worked, and the dreadful old trade union and driven Labor Party's mantra is, oh, it's evil, you can't have the 90-day probation. Well, sir, it's worked, and there's a lot more people in work because of it. One of my other personal favourites that's come to light for us in the area where I live, sir, is what Judith Collins has done in the area of police. Sir, Counties Manukau was in crisis. Counties Manukau had more robberies, more burglaries, more beatings than anywhere else going in the country on a per capita basis. And Judith Collins, our Minister of Police, saw that, comes from the area herself, so she knew it firsthand. And I can tell you, sir, that the 300 extra police that this government has delivered into my patch in Counties Manukau has made a huge difference. And our candidate in the Botany by-election, who, by the way, did get there on time, did get his paperwork in and signed up, Jamie Lee Ross, I repeat the name because you're going to hear it a lot in this Parliament over the coming years, a fantastic young man, Jamie Lee Ross, sir. He is already basking in the glow of things like the 300 extra police. I went out with them into the Botany Shopping Centre on the weekend, sir, and a number of people actually commented, you know, one of the best things that your government's done in the last 2 years is the 300 extra police in this area. It's made our people feel safer. It's made them feel well. Sir, Jamie Lee Ross is going to win the Botany by-election. I tell you one person who isn't going to come even in the third place, the Green candidate.